You can see behind me I've got a pile of leaves in my garden. This section of garden is going to be totally separate from the rest of my garden. So I went ahead and just started piling leaves here. I'm going to compost them down, make leaf mold out of it, make whatever. It don't really matter. I may throw some green stuff on here, I may throw some manure on there just as I go through the year, and I'm just going to let it break down right here. And then I'll use it, I'll put it out throughout my garden wherever I need it. This is one of the ways that I'm preparing ahead, not just for next year, not just for the spring, but preparing ahead for the overall life of the garden. I want the garden to continue on. I don't want it to just be a season by season thing. It needs to be able to contain itself and provide for itself. Early on, we're going to try and get it going. Let me show you some other things that I've got going on. This may look like just another pile of leaves. It looks the same as the pile of leaves that's in my garden. And that's what it is. It's just I've got it over here. I've got it behind my shed, and I'm going to take these leaves and I'm going to take and separate them into different piles as I get them, because I'm going to have a bunch of leaves. And I'm going to break them down. I'm going to put this chicken manure in it. I'm going to put rabbit manure in it. I'm going to put whatever kind of green material that I have, that I can break it down. And as I break it down over the winter, and I can put it into my beds, and it'll provide that organic matter that is needed to help the garden produce, to help implement the plan that I got up here in the old noggin. You can see right here, this is some compost that I'd started earlier, about a month or so ago. It's broke down. Of course, they got leaves falling all over in it, but that's fine. It's breaking down. I've got it and I've been using it. It'll go in the garden as well. If you look right there, there's another pile that's not quite as broke down, but it's better than this pile. This pile has a bunch of limbs in it. It's got leaves, and it's got manure, it's got, I don't know, all kind of green stuff that I put in it, but it's got a lot of limbs in it. And them limbs aren't just going to break down like the leaves are. They will break down eventually, but I've got this pile to go around things that will be more permanent, such as my perennial plants that's going to just stay there. And so that's why I have this. And I've got a bunch of limbs, these sycamore trees, that they drop limbs all the time. Maybe the sun's not too bad, but I got a pile of limbs that I've been just throwing right here. It's on the kind of the back end of the property. It's out of the way. I've been saving them, because later on, when it cools off, we get some rain, I'm going to burn these. I'm going to burn them down in a pit, and I'm going to get me some charcoal out of it to make biochar. And I like that biochar. I'm going to mix it with some manure and let it inoculate it. It just seems to me that stuff works excellent. At least what I've used it for, it seems like it works incredible. I've got some more limbs. Maybe you can see it, I don't know, with all the shadows, but see, I've got piles of limbs, and this is on the edge of the property. This is next to the woods. I've got some back there. I have no shortage of limbs, so I'm able to have plenty of material to use in making this biochar. Another thing I want to try, I've got 2 of these old trash cans, so I'm using them. I got leaves. I don't know if you can see it too good, but I got leaves and dirt and biochar and all kind of stuff, and I'm just packing it in here. And I'm just going to let it sit here over the winter. I'm going to let it break down. I'll keep adding stuff to it, and eventually it'll break down. And when it's over, when this spring comes, I'm just going to dump it out in this one little section here. I've got my garden separated into sections. You'll see that later on as we continue with these videos. But I'm just going to put it in this one section. I've got 2 garbage cans. I've got one that's over on that side, and I've got this one. I'm going to see how it works. See if it does what I think it's going to do. I'm not so sure how well you can see, but on these 2 beds here and around the outside, I put pine straw. I got a steady supply of pine straw here in South Mississippi. I'm not real crazy about pine straw, I mean, it'll break down. I mean, it's got a little bit in it, and what I want it for mainly is to kind of cover up and kind of control some of my weeds. I don't know if I'm going to go with that on my beds. I'm going to go with it here in the trenches to cover my cardboard, neaten it up a little bit, but I think on my beds, I think I'm going to shy away from that. One is because I want my compost to be living plants. I want my plants to actually be what supplies my nutrients, gets it from the sun, gets it from the air, gets it from whatever, and transform through these leaves and pushes it into the soil, and then the little microbes and stuff in the soil is going to take it and they're going to put it into usable form that the plant can bring it back up. That's hopefully what I want to do, but I mean, it's pine straw. It does good. I put it in my flower beds. I've got plenty of it, so I'll probably use it some. I hadn't really made up my mind on that yet. Me and Psycho here, we like to discuss how the garden is going to go, what we need to do, our plans. I've agreed with her that I'll keep feeding her if she'll keep making me some of this good, rich manure that she provides for us. She seems okay with the deal. God bless. We'll see y'all on the next one.